So this is the location that I shot my buck last year. This location also was frequented by at least 4 other, what I would consider very mature bucks. All 4 of them would have gone, I think, over 130. All 4 of them definitely would have gone over 120. One of them was probably mid-upper 140s. And in this area on public land, that is just an astounding feat. I've never seen anything like that. Best I've ever seen is 2 of those on an entire property, much less frequenting a specific location. But if you were to walk through here right now, like I am, it looks like this is an absolutely useless location. There's not an ounce of sign. There's not one pile of poop. There's not a single track coming in. In fact, all the trails that crisscross this location the last 2 seasons don't even show up right now because they're all grown over, and there's essentially 0 traffic through here. I've had my camera up for 7 weeks now, and it is about about 1,000 pictures, including some of the stuff with leaves moving and stuff like that. But one single picture of a buck in velvet, and it's been 4 weeks, so that would be beginning of July. Was the last time I have a picture of a buck in velvet, and the only time on the entire card that I have a picture of a buck in velvet, which, if I didn't already know from in-season experience on this location, I would essentially write this location off. And that's just become extremely obvious to me now, is that too much of my scouting in previous years was done either late spring, early midsummer, and the movement's just different. The way they use the land is different. What's attracting them is different. It's one thing to do something like that as an inventory, stick a camera up where you can get some velvet pictures, but this is the 3rd camera I've checked today. There are a grand total of 4 bucks on all 3 cameras. The same 3 cameras last year were just covered up in bucks. 2 of them are one's on a rub line, so that's understandable. They're not rubbing right now. One's on a community scrape, which is understandable. They're not really active on scrapes right now. Does and fawns are in there a lot. And then this one is on this pear tree, which is a seasonal food source. And all 3 of those locations that get used for things other than food, rubbing, and scrape action, they kind of get incorporated into the travel pattern in the fall. Even if a buck doesn't stop and eat here, he's got his nose to the ground as he comes through, just like my buck did, and he's checking for does, because the does come in here all the time. Same thing with all those scrapes and those rubs. Those bucks will just incorporate an existing scrape into their travel pattern that they don't use in the summertime. So this camera's been sitting for 7 weeks, essentially looks like a useless card pull. But with some experience in this location, I know I just got to hold out until about the 2nd week of October, and this place just goes on fire. So if you have any possibility of being on your feet in the middle of the rut, I highly recommend it.